What's going on, everyone? MikeO back with another Mailday recap. Been a few weeks, have a pile of stuff, big variety, slabs, raw cards, vintage, modern. You're going to see it all. Going to jump right into it, start showing them off so I can get them all shown. And first up here is a bigger slab. It's a 1951 Burke Ross Doubles. Purchased this for the Del Ennis. Del Ennis, a popular Philly back in the day. It's a dual. It also includes Dick Schnitger. So, don't know a whole lot about this card. I mean, I've seen other people show them off and talk about them, but the Burke Ross Doubles. Just continuing to try and pick up different Phillies cards from over the years, different slabbed ones, and I think it's been pretty fun so far. So here was a nice pickup, near mint 7. Grabbed it with an eBay coupon, so it was pretty cheap. I think this was one that came off of Probstein, and I had a $5 coupon from T-Mobile, so got $5 off, and I think it was only like a $13 card. So that was a nice addition right there to start things off. We'll go with some more slabs, then I'll get into some raw, and then maybe back to slabs. So I'll toss the stand right there, and first one I'll show off is a card I've actually been hunting for a little while. It's a 1970 Topps Chuck Manuel. Charlie Manuel, Phillies manager, longtime baseball guy. He was a player with the Twins. This is his 70 Topps card in a near mint 7. And I just thought it'd be awesome to have slabbed. He was the manager of the Phillies in 2008 when they won the World Series. 2009 when they won the NL pennant. Had a great run as the Phillies manager. Also was manager for the Cleveland Indians for a while. Well regarded for the impact he had on Jim Thome's career. He was a coach for Jim Thome and a hitting instructor for him. Has been a hitting coach for other teams. Played in Japan for a while. So big time influential guy in baseball for many, many years. I mean, we're talking decades upon decades. And I just thought this was an awesome card. Great to have slabbed. Wish it was a little more centered, but otherwise a really clean card and something that's just awesome for the collection. Maybe some of the other Phillies fans out there might be inspired to maybe pick this card up. I think it's cool. So really happy to add the Charlie Manuel card. And in that same deal, I also picked up this 1970 Topps Chris Short in a near mint 7. One of those things, whenever I'm purchasing something from someone, I usually check out their other auctions if they combine shipping. No additional charge for extra items purchased. And got these both, I don't know, like $5-6 a piece. So to me, it was a no doubt about it. Chris Short had a nice career with the Phillies. So really happy to pick that up. You can see that lengthy career, a 20-win season. So that's a nice one there. Got another Philly that I'm taking out of the team bag that I should have done earlier. But this is a 1955 All-American Sports Club, Bill Nicholson. It's a hand-cut PSA 5. I don't know much at all about this set. It is a blank back, but it was relatively cheap. Someone had piles and piles of these on selling at auction, so you can get some of them for $4 or $5 a piece. And again, it's just another different example of a different type of card to add to the Phillies collection. Bill Nicholson, I think he was a one-time All-Star, if I remember right. So he had some big seasons in the majors, just less so with the Phillies. I believe it was later in his career when he was with the Phils. So if anyone knows more about that card, let me know. It's not all about Phillies. Sometimes it's just about awesome cards to pick up. I am an Allen and Ginter fan, and I'm always checking out the Allen and Ginter auctions. And I came across this Mariano Rivera 2014 Topps Allen and Ginter PSA DNA blue signature. You know, Rivera was elected to the Hall of Fame. He'll be inducted later this summer. It's a number 42 inscription. A lot of these had different inscriptions. I just think it's an awesome card. Rivera's got a great signature and all. It's a beautiful card. I actually already have a Rivera and a Ginter, but it's one of like the action cards, which is not typical of Allen and Ginter. So I saw this one going at a pretty solid price. I think it was like $75, which is not cheap, but it's well below what a lot of the Rivera autograph cards sell for, specifically the Ginters. I have bid on a lot of them over the last few years, and usually outbid by quite a big margin. So that was a nice pickup there. Got a little vintage action here with a 1954 Topps Yogi Berra, PSA 3.5. Strong looking card. Obviously you can see it's got a little bit of tilt to it. That top right corner is far from perfect, but it's still a gorgeous card. I'm all about some of the lower grade vintage if they look nice and I can get them at a solid price. Just trying to diversify the collection, pick up some vintage while I can. I pick up Hall of Famers, of course, but I'll also pick up just impactful players. I don't think everyone has to be a Hall of Famer. There's plenty of great players that have played over the years that are popular, but Yogi Berra is obviously a classic, so happy to pick this one up in a 3.5, so a VG plus. Nice card there. This one's a bit of an upgrade for the Richie Ashburn collection. It's a 1957 Topps Richie Ashburn in a PSA 6. Pretty solid centering overall. Coloring's decent. I actually had a 2 or a 3 that I got really cheap that looks good. Overall, obviously, it's a 2 or a 3. I can't remember exactly what it was. I know it was a lower grade than I'd typically buy, but the card looked great, and I got it in a lot for it was like a $3 card. This one, I don't remember the price offhand, but I got it at auction at a good price because a lot of the 57s, they either go high or guys have them up there at the buy it now prices that are fairly ridiculous. So here's a nice pickup. Always happy to add another Ashburn. Now we've got a 1958 Topps Johnny Padres. Somewhere along the line, I just decided I was going to collect Johnny Padres. He was pitching coach of the Phillies in '93. That was a great starting staff. All 5 guys won double-digit games. Big influence on Curt Schilling's career, kind of getting him started, getting him right after some troublesome seasons early in his career in other organizations. Padres, great pitcher as well. I think he was the first World Series MVP, if I remember right. Had just pitched some big-time playoff games, had a really nice career. So nice Johnny Padres in a PSA 6. So happy to pick that one up. We're going back to modern here. We've got a 2018 Topps On Demand 3D. This is the Rhys Hoskins rookie. Actually got a second one coming up. So this is an awesome set. I love the look of them. They look great. They look way better in person as opposed to on camera. And they're tough. I think they made like 285 sets or so. So the Acuna, the Soto, they're really pricey. You can still get Hoskins at a solid price. I mean, Hoskins is off to a great start in his career. I think he's the 5th fastest player in big league history to ever reach 60 home runs. He's been great. He's been really good. He's been clutch. Like most of the other guys who've been the fastest to reach those numbers, they're usually a little older and a little more mature hitters. They've put in more time either in college or the minor leagues. And Hoskins came up at 25, so he's not a super young player, but he's been really impactful so far. Here's the second one I picked up. I actually got this a couple days later, so happy to pick that one up. In that same lot, I got another one here. Should have had these ready to go. But this is from 2018 Topps, a 582 Montgomery Club set. I think this is something you had to sign up for. I didn't really do anything with it, but I like the look of the cards. I think it was like some design that they were preparing that they never ended up actually producing back in the 60s, I think, is what I read. I think the design looks awesome, so I think it's cool. And it's a beautiful looking card, great looking photo. PSA Gem Mint 10, and won it at auction like $15, $16. So hey, if there's a player or team you collect, I would look into picking up the 582 Montgomery because it's awesome looking. Here's a low-grade card. I think I won this at Sirius pretty cheap. It's a PSA 2, Bob Clemente, 61 Topps. Looks nice. The biggest issue is there's a big surface scratch right across there. And there's a mark in the top left corner. But cool-looking card. Again, just looking to add some more Hall of Famers. And while I prefer the higher grade stuff, if I can get mid-grade or low-grade at good prices and the card still looks good, wasn't crunched up in a ball and put through the blender, then I'll be interested in it. So picked up the 61 Topps Clemente. And like I said, this Mailday is all over the place. Vintage, the modern, all kinds of stuff. Here is a PSA 7 1955 Bowman Johnny Padres. It's a nice card. I think these cards are neat. Not my favorite, but I do think they're pretty neat, something different. The old school 55 Bowman. The backs of the cards are pretty cool. So there's a Padres and a PSA 7 for the Johnny Padres PC. I don't know if he even has a set registry. I should probably look into it and might as well add my cards to it. Got a few higher graded Phillies from 68 Topps. 1968 Cookie Rojas and a PSA 8. Definitely some centering issues top to bottom, but Cookie Rojas, just one of those guys. He was kind of a fan favorite, played everywhere, played second base, shortstop, third base, the outfield. I think he may have played like 8 positions in a 9-inning game at one point or something like that back in the day, but Cookie Rojas. Got a 1968 Topps Rick Wise in a PSA 8. Rick Wise had a fabulous career and had a huge impact on the Phillies organization. He actually had one of the greatest games in Phillies history. He threw a no-hitter and hit 2 home runs in the same game, which is mind-boggling. You're the offensive star and the pitching star. Incredible. But maybe the biggest deal with him was he was actually traded to the St. Louis Cardinals. And the Phillies' return in that trade was Steve Carlton, who ended up having a hell of a career, hell of an impact, and helping the Phillies win their first World Series in 1980. So Rick Wise, fantastic on the field, got a ton for him in return. And I believe he also pitched some other big games with the Cardinals, and I think with the Red Sox. I think he might have been the winning pitcher in one of their big World Series games. If someone knows the details more so or can correct me, feel free to do it in the comments down below. And then another pickup here is a 1950 Bowman Eddie Jost. Just a cool Philadelphia Athletics card. I mean, I don't specifically collect Philadelphia A's cards, but they are a big part of the history of baseball in Philadelphia, so I think it's neat to pick some up from time to time. Eddie Jost was a all-star, few-time all-star, and I also believe he was the final manager of the Philadelphia Athletics and only the third in club history because Connie Mack held that mantle for quite a while, but big fan of 50 and 51 Bowman. Just love the look of the cards, the colors, the artistic look to them. So that was a nice slabbed pickup there. Now we'll move into some modern stuff here. We got a bunch of different stuff. I've got some 2019 Gypsy Queen Chrome. These were box toppers. They come in a little 3-card pack and they look cool. So an Aaron Nola. And I picked up the Reese Hoskins. They're so glossy that they just won't look as good on camera as they do in person, but they are fantastic. And then I also picked up the Indigo Refractor of Maikel Franco. That is numbered to 150. Franco's had a fabulous start to a season. His May, 7 homers, 20 RBIs, not striking out, just doing a great job mostly out of the 8-hole. So he's had a great year so far. We've got some more Franco stuff. I picked some up. Probstein, his stuff's still dirt cheap. This is a tier 1 auto. So he doesn't have the greatest autograph, but for like $4, why not? Got a 2015 Topps rookie card, Topps Chrome, purple refractor autograph. This is numbered to 250. And if you've seen the way color autographs, specifically Bowman, but also Topps Chrome of impactful players have been going through the roof, it amazes me that I was able to get this card for about $7 based on the fact that he is still only 26 and he's put up some okay numbers over the years, but he's really taken it to the next level this year. So Maikel Franco, that was, to me, a great pickup at that price. I did pick up a random lot of Jorge Alfaro Topps Finest rookies. This guy's had a solid season for the Marlins. He was traded in the JT Realmuto trade. Still young, still very talented. I got all those. I think it was 10 finest rookie cards and this green autograph numbered to 99 for $1.80. So that was a impossible deal to turn down. Like I said, Alfaro, he's put up good numbers. I think he's a future all-star for sure. I mean, he has just a great bat. Here's another one of those Gypsy Queen Chrome cards. Indigo Refractor, Rhys Hoskins, numbered to 150. Just looks great. So really happy to pick that one up. All right, next up, another MikeO Franco. This is from Gold Label. So another nice signature, beautiful looking card. Gold Label autos are awesome. Big, thick framed cards, so they're cool. Again, these Francos, I actually bought these all together, so they were all cheap. And then the Allen Ginter from 2015. So another rookie auto. Big Ginter fan, as you're well aware. And always happy to add a Phillies card to the collection. So another Franco. I don't know if his stuff has slowly risen a little bit. I mean, I bought those maybe a week or two ago, but his stuff has been incredibly cheap for, again, a player who's young and coming into his own. Here's a nice Rhys Hoskins. This is from the Silver Pack 84 design. Actually bought this one with an eBay promo. There was a $3 coupon going around the internet off a purchase of $3.01 or more. So a guy had this up. I offered him $3.01. He accepted. I used a coupon. So this card cost me a penny shipped. So can't complain about that. Definitely a cool looking card. Big fan of the silver packs and the throwback designs. Picked up a few Topps Chrome Sapphires. This is a beautiful set put out by Topps. Picked up the base Chase Utley. Did have him in the red. Picked up a Jake Arrieta, Aaron Nola, and Pat Neshek. So awesome looking cards. Take a look and check out what these go for unopened now. A 100 count box. Very, very pricey. All right, next up, I do have some Topps On Demand stuff. This is little Topps Throwback Thursday set. Picked up, I think it's a Stadium Club basketball design from the early 90s. Came with Ichiro. Bought it for the Bryce Harper. Dave Winfield, just a totally random set. Roger Clemens, Barry Larkin, and Todd Helton. So, been picking up any of the sets usually. Either I have to really like them or they have a couple players that I collect. So, pick that one up there. I haven't been picking up as much of the Topps Living set, but I'm gonna go back and pick up some of the cards when I can. But wanted to order the Fernando Tatis Jr. rookie. Guy's off to a really nice start, so picked up a little lot of those. And also Eloy Jimenez. I think the Living set's just a gorgeous looking set. Love, again, that 53 design. Love the touch of the modern players. I like the way they do it. I like the artwork, so I'll pick them up from time to time. There's still some I need, some players I missed over the off season, but the prices have come down on the Living set. The popularity's waned a little bit, just because I think it gets a little overexposed. Here's another set, Topps Throwback Thursday, opening day. This came out, so it's early 2000s design. Again, picked it up because I wanted to grab the Harper card, so nice looking card. This also includes Max Scherzer. I like the design. I like that silver look. JD Martinez, Luis Severino, and Aaron Nola. So it was a double Phillies deal. So happy with that set from Topps.com. I think Topps does a wonderful job with their on-demand sets. The Throwback Thursdays, I mean, some of them I'm not into. Some of them are just great. And when they're great, I will certainly pick them up. They also do that Living set and the Topps Now cards, which is a fabulous and great idea. One of the great ideas Topps has had. I know it's not for everyone, but there's definitely cards for everyone in that set. This is actually the spring training set they put out, which comes with an autograph card. I got to note that the autograph cards will be shipped separately, but this is a nice way to pick up a little team set. So it's Rhys Hoskins, Cesar Hernandez, a favorite of Wesker Griff's, Scott Kingery, Gene Segura, so you get some of the new players, Maikel Franco, JT Realmuto, his first Phillies card. Got a Harper, Andrew McCutchen, Odubel Herrera, Aaron Nola, Jake Arrieta, Nick Pivetta, David Robertson, and then we have Iñigo de los Santos and Ranger Suarez. So I picked up 2 of these sets, and I pick up 2 of them, and I actually use one I put in a binder with my Phillies team sets, and the other one I use for autographs. I don't necessarily plan or expect to get them all, but it's a great way to have a few extra cards early of potential autograph candidates. Here's a Harper Topps Now card. Hit a big home run in the Return to Nationals Park. Not really my favorite photograph. I think they should have done a zoomed out one. This is from the Phillies' 10-run first inning. Includes a photo of Scott Kingery, MikeO Franco, and JT Realmuto. So I always pick up all the Topps Now Phillies cards. I use them in my team set binder. Here's a Bryce Harper, first regular season debut. I actually had coupons for these, so I actually got these at a better price. And here's the Bryce Harper first home run with the Phillies, which was just an absolute blast. He crushed it into the second deck. Just an amazing moment. Actually going to be one of those moments that people remember in this city for years. So it was a huge moment. And then this one, it's just a personal one. This is actually the one game they've lost that Harper's homered in. This was an opposite field home run, and it was home run off a former teammate, makes history. I think it was the first time a number 1 overall pick homered off another number 1 overall pick or something like that. It was something weird, but I was at this game. The Phils had this home run gave them a 4-run lead. They ended up being up 6-1. Down to the final strike, Victor Robles hit a 2-run homer to tie it up, and then Juan Soto hit an absolute bomb over the foul pole to give the Nationals the lead in extra innings. But I was there at the game with my dad, and I'll never forget, I should say, this home run. So that's why this Topps Now card is just an absolute must-buy, because it's a memory. It's a memory of being at this game and just the feeling in the stadium. It was my first game of this year, and the buzz in the stadium, the fact that it was April, it was a weekday night in April, and the stadium's nearly full. It's loud. People are excited. You can just feel that Phillies baseball is back. And, I'm someone who's going to go to games every season. I'm going to watch games all the time. Definitely not one of those front-running fans that are out there, but there are people out there, and I understand why people go to less games when a team is bad, because it's expensive. But that buzz in the ballpark was amazing. And when he hit that home run, just seeing it, being able to share that moment with my dad, watching it, the excitement, the stadium, it was awesome. So even though they lost that game, this is the memory I hold, and that's why I picked up that card. Collecting's all about memories and about enjoying the sport and the hobby. So that, to me, is just an awesome card. I'll run through a few other quick pickups right now. This is a PSA 9 2018 Topps Throwback Thursday. Picked up a whole bunch of graded cards, relatively cheap, all from the same seller. It's a nice Nick Markakis. They're based on the 89 All-Star design. So some of these I'll keep, others I'll end up moving. Is the Harper Gem 10. I think I actually picked that one up. There might have been a different one I picked up recently. I have to double check. David Bodie's off to a good start. As you can hear, I just dropped a slab, which is unfortunate. Thankfully, it fell right on my lap. Here's a nice Jake Arrieta. It's an A-Team design from the 80s. So Arrieta will be kept for the Phillies collection. It's a Nolan Arenado. This is the one that hit the desk and then fell on my lap. So no harm, but nice Arenado. It's a Lindor in a PSA Gem in 10. Some of these are 9s, some are 10s. Got a Bryce Harper. I think this is a Ninja Turtles design, if I remember right. They do all kinds of crazy stuff on the Throwback Thursday. So there's some designs that I recognize and others that I don't. But for what I got these cards for, is a Mint 9 Devers Ortiz then and now. I just couldn't turn it down, especially with the combined shipping. And like I said, there's a selection of these that I will keep for the collection, and other ones that I will probably move on from. Not that I don't like them all. you don't have room for everything, right? So you can't keep everything. It's a Verlander, nice card there. PSA 9 of Miguel Andujar, who I believe is coming back or just came back for the Yankees, so that's good news. It's a random Brett Gardner, Gem Mint 10. And just a few more. I know this has been a very lengthy mail day, but that's what happens when instead of making a mail day a couple times a week, you make it once in 3 weeks or whatever it's been. Chris Bryant. Carlos Correa, Gem 10. Francisco Lindor. So it's a nice card there. And finally, final card is actually a living set. It's a PSA Gem Mint 10. Little fur on the helmet there, or hat, which I got off. Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer had a fantastic career. Borderline Hall of Fame guy. Probably would have been helped out if he caught a little longer. The end of his career at first base with the lower offensive numbers might end up hurting him, but to me, an impact player, an all-star, an MVP, batting champion. Had a great career with the Twins. He was, the most recognized face for the Twins for a really long time, so that's a really cool card to add to the collection. And that's the mail day. I know it was a lengthy video. For those who checked out the entire thing, I absolutely appreciate it. And I'll try and do mail days a little more often going forward, but we'll see. Sometimes you just get crazy busy and it gets tough. So when I had time to make videos recently, I did those Bowman breaks because that was the hot new product. So glad to be back with a mail day, and now I'll be able to put all this stuff away, get the slabs in perfect fits, get the other cards in top loaders or binders or wherever they go. And I hope everyone has a great one. Let me know what you think down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. See ya.